Her next section here, she wants to tell us that, the question is, well, why don't they just accept Christianity? Right? I mean, obviously it comports with everything that we know about the world, and we don't have to play these schizophrenic games. So why don't they accept it? And what she's going to tell us in this section is, well, maybe they believe it's too good to be true. Right? And this is a Chesterton quote that she uses here. So she says, today's Christians have an unprecedented opportunity to present the biblical worldview as a positive and life-affirming. If you begin with matter operating blind mechanical forces, then logically humans cannot ultimately be anything but complex machine. Your starting assumptions limit the categories available to you. Right, so you only. But she says, if you begin with a transcendent personal agent, then you have a perfectly logical explanation for why humans are likewise personal agents. Right, we are like the thing that created us. The cause is adequate, she tells us, to the effect. And so she quotes Chesterton here, G.K. Chesterton. Wagers that secularists reject Christianity not because it is a bad theory, but here it is, ready? But because it seems too good to be true, right? The materialists, for the materialist, the universe is a universal prison. It shackles him in an interlocking chain of cause and effect. Thus, when a secularist encounters the biblical worldview, it is like believing in a fairyland to believe in such freedom. If secularists find Christianity incredible, Chesterton concludes, that is because it is so incredibly positive in affirming a high view of human freedom and dignity. Right? So that's the problem. It's good. It's too good to be true, right? And so it has to be a fairy tale, right?
Right. I mean, again, the building of Western civilization. I mean, not for the whole scope of it, but an explosion occurring around, however you want to measure time, we'll say 0 AD, around there. The fall of Rome should have thrown the world into complete chaos. Rome controlled pretty much the entire known world, right, and had a big civilization. There was no way that Rome, with its civilization, its culture, its monetary system, its political system, should have fallen. It did. It overexpanded. Those nasty Gauls kept coming in, and society of the entire world should have been upended. And yes, it was, but there was a system in place, Christianity, that flourished despite the burnings, the torture, the emulations, the Colosseum, and it grew and fostered within it growth in politics and science and culture and monetary supply and system. It had to compete against an Islamic worldview as well, coming in with the Ottomans especially. And it brought us about today. And now we sit on kind of that post-Christian society, whatever that means. And now, we want to say, oh, that all never meant anything. Humanism is the way that the world should work, and we just have never been given the opportunity, except all those other times when humanism became, communism and socialism and death and murder and disease.
Yeah, the isms that kills us.
Right. Yeah.
She says that secular thinkers often criticize Christianity for being irrational. Go figure, right? Yet, ironically, today it is a biblical worldview that coheres in a logically consistent pattern. And so when talking with secular people, she says, we can show them how Christianity fulfills their own highest hopes and ideals. That's what we should be doing. Now, of course, not everyone will accept who accepts materialism or naturalism goes on to accept determinism, right? That is that we don't have any free choice. But she suggests that it's only because they are not as careful to work out the logical outcome of their premises, right? Because the logical outcome is determinism, right? If we're robots, then it's determinism.
Sure, right.
Often people accept ideas that sound attractive or sophisticated, but do not follow those ideas all the way to their final implications. And so principle 3 here, using it, we can provide a reality check for people, right? Be careful. There's a wall coming. You're going to hurt your nose, right? People are more likely to be persuaded when they learn the negative consequences of materialism and atheism from the writings of materialists and atheists themselves. Right?
Yeah.
And Joe, atheist, already knows it.
Right. That's what Paul says. And there's other writings that also speak why. I mean, being haters of God as we all were at some point, even the Christian, and so being haters of God, you don't want to embrace that. You'll do everything, including hold inconsistent viewpoints about your own children in order to get that, or you won't even think about it, which most people don't.
Right. Yeah.